Have you ever stood at the foot of a mountain, whether a real one or a metaphorical one in your life, and felt a mix of awe and paralyzing fear? A dream so big it seems impossible, a challenge so daunting you're afraid to even start. Today, I want to share a story about a young man who faced such a mountain, and in doing so, discovered a truth that can change how we see every challenge in our own lives. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between towering peaks, lived a young man named Arin. Arin was full of curiosity and energy, but he was also known for his fear. Fear of failing, fear of the unknown, fear of stepping outside his comfort zone. His biggest dream, and his biggest fear, was to climb the highest peak in the region. The villagers called it impossible. Many had tried, but most returned defeated. Some never returned at all. Every single evening, Arin would stare up at that misty summit, his heart aching with longing. One day, he decided enough was enough. He couldn't spend his life just imagining the climb, he had to face it. With a small bag, a rope, and a sturdy walking stick, he set off. The first few days were surprisingly easy. The trail was gentle, the forest was alive with birdsong, and his spirits were high. But soon, the path grew steep and treacherous. Jagged rocks and twisted roots made every step a struggle, and a biting wind began to whip at his face. On the third night, shivering under a thin tree cover, doubt began to creep in. What if I'm not strong enough? What if I fall? He could hear the villagers' warnings in his head. The mountain, it meant for you. Turn back while you can. But then, something inside him stirred. It wasn't courage, not yet. It was determination. He had a profound realization. Fear wasn't his enemy. It was a companion, a sign that he was alive, a signal that this goal truly mattered to him. And so, with this new perspective, he pressed on. The next few days tested Arin in ways he could never have imagined. Torrential rain turned the path into a slippery mess. Rocks tumbled down from above, missing him by inches. The nights were unbearably cold. Each step forward felt heavier than the last, as if the mountain itself was actively trying to push him back down. One morning, after a grueling climb, Arin collapsed on a ledge, completely exhausted. His legs were shaking, his will was fading. He looked up at the summit, still hidden by clouds, and a wave of despair washed over him. He wanted to give up. He wanted to go back to the safety of his village, to the comfort of the familiar. But then, he remembered his grandfather's words, "The mountain you see outside is nothing compared to the mountain within you." He took a deep, deliberate breath and forced himself to stand. It was in that moment he understood. Reaching the top wasn't just about conquering a physical mountain, it was about conquering himself. Every fear, every doubt, every single weakness he had was now laid bare, and he had to face them, one step at a time. Days blurred into nights, and nights into days. There were moments he stumbled and nearly fell. Hunger gnawed at his stomach, and the relentless cold threatened to freeze him solid. And yet, he kept going. With each struggle, he discovered a strength he never knew he possessed. His body was failing, but his spirit was soaring. On the seventh day, he reached a narrow, wind-swept ridge near the top. The wind howled around him, a final test of his resolve. He closed his eyes, listening to the wind, the mountain, the silence. He understood then that this whole journey wasn't really about the destination, the peak. It was about the climb. It was about this very moment. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, Arin took his last step onto the summit. As if on cue, the clouds parted, revealing a breathtaking panorama of valleys, rivers, and distant hills, all bathed in golden sunlight. He stood there, feeling both incredibly small and immensely powerful, fragile and invincible all at once. Tears of relief, joy, and triumph streamed down his face. He had done it. But the real victory wasn't just reaching the peak. The victory was the profound realization that he was capable of so much more than he ever imagined. The mountain hadn't been conquered, it had transformed him. Arin spent hours on that summit, reflecting. He realized that life itself is a mountain. The fear, the doubt, the obstacles, The failures, they aren't walls meant to stop us. They are part of the climb. They are the very things that shape us, teach us, and strengthen us. Every moment of despair he felt on the trail, every temptation to give up, mirrored the struggles we all face in our daily lives. As he made his way back down, Arin carried more than just the memory of the view. He carried a newfound confidence, a deep resilience, and a powerful understanding of himself. He now knew that success isn't about avoiding failure, but about persevering in spite of it. When he returned to his village, the people were amazed. They whispered that he had done the impossible, but Arin just smiled. He knew the climb wasn't for them, it was for him. Years later, Arin became a mentor to the young people in his village. He shared his story not as a tale of conquering nature, but as a story of conquering oneself. He taught them that every single person has their own mountain within, and that every one of those mountains can be climbed. He would tell them, fear is natural, doubt is inevitable. The path will be hard, and at times, it will seem impossible. But you must keep moving, one step at a time, one breath at a time. The mountain within you is far greater than any mountain outside. And when you finally reach your summit, you will not just see the world, you will see yourself. Truly, for the first time, the legend of Arin and the mountain became a story of courage, perseverance, and the incredible power of the human spirit. Because the greatest mountain you will ever face is not the one outside your window, it is the one inside of you. And that climb, the journey of becoming who you are meant to be, never truly ends. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, let me know in the comments what mountain you're climbing right now. And if you're looking for more stories to inspire your journey, please subscribe and join our community. See you next time.